Hello, I'm going to show you how to make a pattern like this using the Pixie Stitch and using these instructions, which you can pause and look at if you like, or you can get these instructions on the website. It's going to start with the color that isn't white, and we need to make basically a little T for the center of the work, and we're going to start with a magic ring, which you should look up a YouTube video on that if you don't know how to do it. That was a magic ring. I pull this kind of tight, and I like to start with something I call lazy standing single crochet, which is a pretty good substitute for a half double crochet when you're starting a row. I'm literally just going to go in, pull up a loop, and pull it through like I'm doing a single crochet. But I'm also going to carry this white yarn and get it started right now, because it just makes the whole piece, the stitches, look more even if the yarn is always carried, no matter what happens, even on a plain row with one color. So okay, so here I'm carrying the white, and I'm just going to go in and grab a loop and then do a single crochet, and you can see the white yarn is trapped in there already. And then I'll do a half double crochet, so that's yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through all 3 loops, half double crochet in the American terminology. Okay, so now I want to alternate 2 chain 2 half double crochet 3 times until I get to the end of this round. So here we go. I'm going to do 2 chain, and then 2 half double crochet. Okay, and I'm just making sure this white yarn kind of stays in the back. 2 chain, 2 half double crochet. My recommendation is to have kind of a light hand, not too light, but if you make it tight now, it's just never going to recover. So don't be too tight at the beginning. 2 chain, 2 half double crochet. And now I've always lose count, but I can see that I've done 1, 2, 3. Oh, I think I'm done with them. So, all right. So if I pull this magic ring closed, you can see that I've basically made a square. Okay, so I've made a square, except I have to do this last corner, and I'm going to do that with, let me get just the yarn I want, which is the white long piece. There we go. I like to join with a half double crochet in the corner instead of making 2 chains here. So what I'm going to do is yarn over, pull up a loop, and then go through all 3. And where I'm going to pull up the loop is, I think, different from where most people do it. It's not here, it's at the top of the first stitch and to the left. It's where the yarn actually comes out of the first stitch. So that's where I'm going to go in, is to that place right there. And notice I'm still carrying this white yarn here. Pull up a loop. And now if you look at this diagram here, if I put it on focus, you can see that we just did this piece, okay? And the next piece we want to do is this next round. It looks like this. It's all white. So I need to switch colors, and the time to switch colors is when you pull through these 3 loops. The way I do this is pull the old yarn in front and hold it down. This actually completes the leg on the back. It is not optional. And then I pull up in the new color and give a little tug on this leg here to make sure it's not hanging out too much. And there we go. There's our first round, and we're ready to start the second round. And I'm going to start with a lazy single crochet, just like last time in this corner. But I'm going to do a really fiddly thing first, and I swear it's not so fiddly later in the work. But I think that it looks better after the first round if, when you do the standing stitch, you first turn the work twice like that to make this little extra bump. Okay, so I'm going to show you that again. I've got this, got it pulled pretty tight here. I don't like this to be loose. And then I'm going, turning it clockwise if you look down from the top, and it makes this little bump with the white. I know that seems like nothing, but it actually is pretty helpful. So I'm going to go into this gap and do a standing single crochet. And the other thing that is fiddly is, do you see this white piece here where I carried up the white? When I go in there, I want to be to the left of it. That's really important. That sometimes you have to really work to get over here, but you want to be to the left of it, and you'll see why in a minute. So I pull up a loop and do a single crochet, and this weird little guy here is what's going to stand in for my other half double crochet. Still got the carried yarn here. And then I'm going to go into the same hole and do another half double crochet, trying not to split my yarn. There we go. And that is the first half of this corner right here. This is the first half. And now I got to go in this gap and do the same thing to make a corner. So two, well, it's easier now because I don't have to do any standing stitches. 2 half double crochet, 2 chain, 2 half double crochet. That's the next corner. And this brown yarn you're carrying, you don't want it to be tight and cinch up the whole thing, but you also don't want it to be like sticking out the back. So you just have to keep looking at it. And now I'm going to do again 2 half double crochets, 2 chain, 2 half double crochets, and that's that corner. Got our last corner before we circle back again. 2 half double crochets, 2 chain, 2 half double crochets. And let me just make sure my brown yarn is good here. Sometimes I tug on this to make sure I haven't pulled the brown yarn too tight. It's looking pretty good. And now I'm back to the first corner. And if you see, this is where I went to the left of this white piece. Because I did that, I can actually go to the left of it again here and totally hide it. I'm going to be hiding that place where the white yarn carries up. And, you know, I know that people aren't going to look at the back, but I don't like the back to look bad. So that actually just makes everything look better. You can see it's getting hidden over here. I do 1 half double crochet, another half double crochet, and now I'm about to do my joining half double crochet. But let's just look here. My next row is going to be all blue. I mean, well, it's brown, sorry, all brown. So I'm going to start my half double crochet into the top left of the first stitch right here. A lot of people would call this the top of the second stitch, but I am not going to. And pull this through. And now I'm switching colors. So pull the old yarn in front, pull the new color through, and make sure that everything is nice. Make sure that the brown isn't like bunching out anywhere. It seems fine. This is our first round. And now I can go ahead again and keep going around. And this particular pattern, I think, has all brown for a couple rows before it gets interesting. But I actually don't want to show you on this piece. This is like a cooking show where I actually made a lot of this already. See, right here. So this is what it looks like after you've been working for some time and making this pattern right here. Okay. And so we just did basically this center part when we did this. Okay. It doesn't look like it because we haven't put the brown around the outside yet, but that's what we made, is the inside.